big ball, and we'll start with our legs turned out. On the sides of the ball, feel the ball, squeeze the ball, get those inner thighs active. Pull the back down onto the mat, 100% on the floor to start. You want to point your toes, open up the hips, and you're going to start with the pelvis and like you're zipping up a jacket. You're going to slowly lift up into that bridge, lengthening the legs, turning out the legs, rotating the heels towards the ceiling. And we want to make a nice diagonal straight line here. And just squeeze the ball and hold. And then we're going to slowly lower, bending the knees, roll through the back, one vertebrae at a time, deepening the lower abdominals. We're going to do 4 of those. First with arms on the mat, and then we'll bring our arms to first position. Okay, so start nice and slow, pull in the lower abdominals, press the pelvis up, zip up the jacket, squeeze the inner thighs, rotate the legs, and soften the knees, roll down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then again, pushing up. Rotate the legs. And soften and roll down, one vertebrae at a time. And again, up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. And roll down through. And one more. Good, and roll down through. Now we're going to bring the arms to first position. Same thing. They're right above the belly button, rounded. Start with the pelvis, roll through the spine, press on up, lengthen the legs, turn them out. And slowly down through the back. 3 more. Breathing. And down. Good, and up. And down. And last one, slowly press the pelvis up. Hold the bridge, bring the arms open to second position, and we're gonna switch arms. Right arm comes across, right in front of the belly button, and then we're gonna switch. Left arm's gonna come right in front of the belly button, right arm's gonna open up to second position. So we're moving the arms, but not the rest of the body, keeping everything else stable. Good, we're gonna do one more, across to third, and then open that arm up to second position, and then roll down, bringing the arms down as we bring our back down. Ooh, inner thighs. All right. Bring those legs back up to the top of the ball. Feet are flexed, heels are together, and they're right in the center of your ball. Keeping the back down, we want to close the rib cage. So think of bringing those ribs together. And you're going to press up as we lengthen the legs again into the bridge. So heels reach for the end of the room, point the toes at the top, lengthen the legs, try to keep the ribs in and belly button to spine. From here, staying up in that bridge, palms are down on the mat. If you want a little extra challenge, so you're not using your arms so much, turn your palms up to the ceiling. And you're gonna bring your heels in, flexing your feet, draw the heels towards the glutes, keeping up in that bridge, and then lengthening out towards the wall and point the toes at the end. Good, flex the feet, bring them in, keeping those glutes up, inner thighs together, knees tight, and press it out. Heel and then ball, toe. And coming in flexed, pushing it out. Good, one more. Coming in, knees together, and pressing out. Good, we're gonna roll down through the back and back to the floor. Turn your feet out, bring the ball a little bit closer to you, but it's still not touching your glutes. There's a little bit of space between your glutes and the ball. Feet are flexed, feet are flexed, heels are together, and toes turning out to the side. We want to have a first position here. Knees are nice and open and relaxed from the hip socket. So you're thinking of your first position, demi-plie. We're going to press up into the bridge, drawing the legs together, pointing the toes. So we press up. Maybe at the top you have to adjust, bring the feet back together, squeeze the glutes. Think of the inner thighs together. Again, you can turn those palms over if you want. And you're going to flex the feet, plie, draw the heels towards the glutes, open the knees, feel the hips open up and turn out, and then push out. Again, coming in and pushing out. Good, keeping those ribs closed. In and out. And one more. In and push it out. Good. Slowly coming back down. Bring the knees in, just give them a hug for a minute. Our legs are nice and warmed up now. All right, we're gonna go back to the bridge and do our rotation. So feet opened up, legs on the side of the ball, and at the top, we're going to come into the bridge and we're gonna flex, turn it out, point, turn it in. And we'll do that 4 times, rotating out. Then, I'm gonna unplug Alexa before she talks to us every time I say flex. Then, we'll do the opposite. We'll turn them in, point, turn them out, flexed, turn them in, point, turn them out, and so on, okay? Want to think of squeezing the inner thighs the whole time, keeping the belly in, ribs closed, and really finding the rotation as you flex and open up to the side. Each time it should feel a little bit more rotated, more turned out. All right, here we go. Pressing up through to that bridge, lengthening the legs, squeezing the glutes, and we'll start with flex, turn it in, and point. I lied, we're doing the opposite, sorry. Flex, turn it out, and point. Turn it in, flex, turn it out, and point. Turn it in, flex, turn the legs out, point. Turn them in, flex, turn them out, point. Turn them in, now opposite, turn them out, and flex. Turn them in, and point, and out, and flex. Turn them in, and point, and out, and flex. Turn them in, and point. One more, turn them out, and flex. Turn them in, and point. Turn them out, and then bend the knees, roll back down. Whew. Good. All right, bring those legs back up. We're gonna take our feet together into that flex position. We're gonna come up into the bridge and do grand battement with the right leg. So it's gonna kick up, slow to come down. First starting parallel, turned in, and then we'll turn it out. Do the same thing from first position with pointed toes. Quick on the way up, slow and controlled on the way down. If it's too much, go to the wall and put your ball against the wall, and that helps to stabilize the ball, and so it's a little bit more manageable if it's your first time trying it. So feel free to go over to the wall. We're gonna start with the flexed feet. There's space between the glutes and my ball. And I'm gonna press through, toes pointing at the end, lifting up into that bridge. Good. From here, ground by my right leg up. 1, slow on the way down. And 2, keeping the hips square, down. 3, and down. 4, good. Down, left leg. 1, slow on the way down. 2, slow. 3, and 4. Good, turn the legs out. Same thing. Here we go, right leg, kick. Slow on the way down. 2, slow. 3, 4. Left leg, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 1 more, 4, and coming on down. Ooh, good. Grab your TheraBand. Let's do a little stretch for the hamstrings. And then we'll do that Grand Mama again. Because mine were feeling tight. With your TheraBand, put around your right foot. We're going to do our hamstring stretch. Place the heels on the center of the ball again. Feet are flexed. The TheraBand goes through the middle of the legs on one side, and then on the other, it's on the outside. So it's around my right leg right now. Elbows are tight to your sides, right next to your ribs. And you want to press them into the floor because they're going to help stabilize you. Yeah. You're going to press up into the bridge. So we lift, lengthen, come back to that bridge position. From here, flex and point the right toe 4 times. Flex the foot and point. Other foot stays pointed. Flex and point. Good. 3. And really stretch through the metatarsals and point. 4. Press through and point. From here, keeping up in the bridge today. See if you can lift the leg up. Stretch it. And then slowly put the back down on the mat, keeping the leg where it is. Good. Slowly lower that leg back down to the ball, keeping the foot pointed. Flex the foot, open the arms wide, bringing the chest up. Reach the leg up towards your nose. So you're coming into that crunch. Good. Check on your other leg. For whatever reason, my left leg here always sickles. So I always have to look at my foot and adjust my leg. It does something weird. And then point and take it back down. And we'll do it one more time. Flexing the foot, reaching the arms out from the shoulders, rising up with the shoulders off the mat. And taking it down. Good, let's go one more time with the same leg, bringing back to that starting position, heels together, feet flexed. And we'll come back up and press the heels down to the ball, reaching up long. Good, flex and point the right foot. Flex, press through and point. Flex, press through the foot and point. 3. And 4. Staying up, bring that leg up. Lower the glutes. glutes down nice and slow with control. Good. Take the leg back down. Arms wide, chest lifted, foot flexed. Bring it up towards your nose. And point and take it back down. And again, arms wide, lift up. And bring it back down. Good. Switch legs. So if you're ever ordering a TheraBand for PBT, it's supposed to be 9 feet long. So it's very long because you do a lot of things later where you wrap it around your arms, you wrap it around your legs. So if you're ever ordering one and you want one for PBT, make sure you get a nice long one. All right, heels together, feet are flexed. Space between your glutes, elbows down into the mat. You want to have that nice tight resistance on your TheraBand, so you're having to really work through it as we flex and point. And press up into the bridge, lengthen the legs, squeeze the glutes, flex and point the left foot, flexing nice and slow, and then the toes go last, point. Good, toes start, then the metatarsal, then ouch, and then all the way back. Good. Good. Keep that energy through the legs and the torso. Focusing on the foot, but also keeping our form. Good. We're gonna bring it up off the ball, pointed. Stretch it up there. Good. Slowly lower the glutes. Good. And point the foot, return it back down to the ball. Flex the foot, reach the arms long. Bring it up, chest lifted. Your opposite leg still parallel and pointed. And reach it down, point it towards the ball. Good, and flex it, reach it back up. And down. Good, bring the heels back in, feet flexed. Whole series, one more time, pressing up. Lengthen, flex and point. 1. Push through. 2. Push through. 3. And 4. Bring the leg up. Lower down. Good, and take it back down. Flex the foot, arms wide, chest lifted. And back down. And again. And down. Good. Take the TheraBand off. Now that we're nice and stretched out, we'll do that Grand Battement from first position one more time. So we're just going to do the turned out one, not the parallel. So feet are flexed in first position to begin. Knees open wide. Hands down on the mat. Stomach in, and you're going to press up. Press into the ball, lengthen the legs, find the deep rotators. Bring the feet back to that turned out first position. And brown bottom out, four with the right, four with the left. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left leg, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And slowly come on down. Good. All right, we're gonna come onto our side. You can use the big ball or you can use the small ball for this one. We're gonna do the passe, where we bring it up into passe and then rotate the leg turned in and then turn it back out and come out to the flex. So whichever ball is more comfortable for you. I like it with both. I just like them for different reasons. So I'm gonna go with the big one today. But it's the same exercise, either way you do it. So if you have that small ball, you're gonna take it between your ankles. You wanna come onto your side and the feet are flexed. The bottom foot, if you can, when you have the small ball, the bottom foot is turned out where your toes are kind of propped up on the floor if that's comfortable to you in that flex position. If that's really uncomfortable to you, then just point the bottom foot and try to keep it turned out. I find sometimes it's uncomfortable with the hip that way. All right, from here, we want to make sure our hips are on top of one another, stacked up. We don't want to slide forward or rotate onto the glute. We want to stay right on the hip bone, yeah? So from here, we're going to, as we are in flex, sorry, you can't see my feet, so it's hard. The right foot is flexed, turned out. I'm going to point the toes, just as I did through the TheraBand, really with intentions of pushing through the metatarsal to point. Then that top leg comes up to the passe. So if you have the small ball, it's going to come all the way up to your knee. Good. And then roll it back down and flex at the end. Good. Push through the toes and pull it up. Knee comes right up, nice and turned out. Good. And from here, we're going to rotate it, turn it in. Thigh comes forward. Then we're going to rotate it out in that passe position. And then go down. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to point the toes, bring the ball up to the knee, keeping the toe on the ball. Try and rotate the inner thigh so the knee is facing forward. And then turn it out. And then pull it down through the flex. Good. This time we're going to point the toe, bring it up, and grab the ball and développé the leg up towards the ceiling. Good. Take it back down to the ball and down and out. Whole series one more time. So point the toes, bring the foot up to passe, and take it down, flexing at the bottom. Good. Again, point, reaching it up, and slowly coming down, flex at the bottom. Now this time we'll rotate. Point, bring it up, knee's going to come towards the front of the room, rotate the leg. Good. And back, turned out. That's it. Good. And down. One more, this time with the développé. I forgot to flex, point, bring it up, grab the ball, développé, good, back to the ball, and down. Good, opposite leg. So anytime we turn the leg in and then we turn it back out, we want to think of getting more rotation as we're turning it out. So have like a vision in your mind of that leg rotating, that ball and socket joint, of it really rotating deeper each time. We're going to start with our flex top foot, squeeze our glutes forward so that pelvis is stacked. Check your alignment. If you need to, you can bring your legs slightly forward on your mat. And from here, we're going to point the toes, drawing the leg in, turned out, pressing this thigh side, coming up. Good. That's it. And then down. Flexing the foot at the end. Energy through the legs, long hamstrings. Push to point, bring it up. Good, and take it down. This time coming up and rotating, point the toes. Draw it up, then rotate that leg. Thigh comes parallel. And then this time rotate more, thinking of turning that leg out even more. Good. And down. Good. Push to point. This time comes up for développé. Take the ball, développé up. Ooh, did you hear my hip crack? And down. That was a loud one. And out. Flex. Good. One more time. Same thing. Point. Coming up. And reaching down and long. Good. Also think of that bottom foot rotating in and turning it out as well, the bottom leg. And down. And again, push to point, bring it up, rotate, turn it in, turn it out, and down you go. Balls are flying today. Push to point, bring it up, and now the développé. Grab the ball, développé up. Good, keeping that rotation. Bring it back down and out. Good. Let go of the ball. Oh. All right, we're gonna come on our back for our deep core. I'm gonna come this way. So for this one, the legs are gonna start all the way out straight. They're on kind of the side of the ball. Resting just on the sides where it starts to contour. We're gonna start with the arms in fifth high. So keeping the back on the mat, you're gonna reach the arms up just to where they're in your peripheral vision and they're above the center of your head, elbows wide. Legs are straight, pointed feet. We're gonna lift the chest and bring the knees in, bringing the ball up towards the glutes. Change your feet to the side of the ball. Point them and put them right on the side. Lift it up towards the ceiling. Hold here deep in your crunch. Lift up a little higher for 3, 2, 1. Good. Take the ball. Bring it behind the head. Diagonal. Turn out the legs. Rotate them. We're going to open them out to the side. Bring them down and around. keeping the back on the mat and back up. Good. Put the ball back between the feet. The feet need to be right on the center and the side. Arms reaching up. From here, we're going to bend the knees and exhale. Roll it out. Hands are behind the head, and we're going to reach the chest up again, pulling the lower abdominals in, chest lifts up, bend the knees, bring the feet to the center sides of the ball, take it up. From here, we're going to rotate, twisting right elbow towards left leg as we bring those legs parallel. Good. And back to center. Right leg comes forward, left elbow reaches around towards for that knee. Back to center. Bend the knees. And exhale. Good, we're gonna go again. Arms fist high. Here we go. Reaching it up. Inhale, bring the ball in. Exhale, take it up. Hold the crunch for 3, 2, 1. Take it behind the head. Turn out the legs. Circle the legs. And up. Good. Put the ball back right there between the center. Bend the knees. Roll it out. Hands behind the head, chest is lifted, ball comes in. Take it up. We're going to go opposite leg this time. So if you did left leg forward first, you're going to go right leg forward. Left elbow reaches towards the knee. Twist. Back to the center and switch. Back to the center. All right, so we're going to start with the ball between the feet. Feet are pointed, heels are lifted up towards the ceiling, so we're not sickling. Yeah, toes are lifted towards the ceiling, and they're in a straight line with the heels. That's a sickled foot. So I'm going to press those toes down, lift the heels towards the ceiling. The hardest part of this exercise is not sickling your feet, especially for non-dancers. So try to keep them from sickling. From here, we're going to rotate those legs out, reaching them up towards the ceiling, turning them out. So inner thighs are trying to meet one another. Pointing the toes, inner thighs rotating. And then bend the knees back into the plie. And again, reaching them up towards the ceiling. Turning out the legs. Bend the knees. Reach it up towards the ceiling. And down. Now we're going to go on the diagonal. Chest can come up off the floor, arms reaching long, or you can keep the chest down. Reaching it out on the diagonal. Back is down on the mat. Inner thighs together. Bring them in. Good. Nice diamond. Reach it out. Turn it out. Bring it in. 2 more. And in. I am shaking. And out. And in. Woo. Lay the chest down. Take the legs up and then just open them up into your split. Flex. And point those toes. Good. Bend the knees, bring them in. And we'll go back to our big ball and we're going to take it over to the wall for our side obliques. So with the big ball, Get onto the ball, onto your side. So you're gonna press your legs up against your wall. And they can be space between the legs. That's a little bit easier. Or if you're ready, go ahead and stack the feet on top of each other. So they're in a 6 position parallel. The more the ball is like towards your hip, the harder it is. So if you need to have a little bit more leverage, a little more help, bring that ball further onto your side. Okay, hands should be right underneath the shoulder, nice straight line here. Opposite arm reaching long. Again, hips have to be stacked. We don't want to be on our glute. That's going to really make us fall off the ball. Whoa. All right, so from here, this top arm reaches up and comes over 5th high. So it's right above the center of my head there in a side cambrai. From here, I'm going to reach, looking up at that top arm and reach it long towards the ceiling. Then I'm going to gently push off my bottom arm as I reach it up towards the wall and do our side cambrai. Shoulders are stacked, hips are square. Reach back up towards the ceiling, gently place the hand down and side cambrai. If you can't come up far, if you just barely lift your hand off the floor, that's okay. Reach it long towards the wall, lifting up, side cambrai. And back towards the ceiling, nice and smooth, and over. Again, reaching up towards the wall. Good, back up and over. One more, reaching up and over. Keep the shoulders square. Left shoulder back, reach it up and over. Okay. All right, so feet are wide, second position. Arms are out by our sides, pulling in our back, pulling in our stomach, straightening out our back. We're gonna start with the arms. They come rounded towards the front of the ball, and we roll the marble down our back. We lift the arms and chest up. From here, arms open to second. We're gonna bring left arm forward, right arm reaches back to first arabesque. Through second position, right arm forward, left arm reaches back. Through second position. Let's do one more arm, come up to 5th high, one more reach up tall, and then come down through first and back into that airplane and relax forward. Good, ladies. And then we're gonna go left side with the side cambrai. So coming onto our hip, again, feet stacked in 6th position if you can, or one in front of the other. Hand right there underneath the shoulder. Opposite arm reaching up and over to 5th high. Are we all ready? Good. Okay. From here, arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Look at it with the head. Reach it towards the wall. Peel that bottom arm off and bring it up 5th high. Reaching back up towards the ceiling. Place the arm down and up and over. And again, reach towards the wall. Down and over. 2 more. Reach. Up. And over. 1 more. by the wall, and we're gonna practice our pike, our push-up and pike. So if you wanna do it without the wall, you can. That's gonna be more challenging, obviously, or you can leave the ball here against the wall. So I'm gonna do it both ways. I'm gonna do it first against the wall, and then I'll do it without. So with it against the wall, you're gonna carefully put your feet on top of the ball. Hands come down to the mat and try to get like your shins on top of it. Maybe your feet can stabilize you against the wall a little bit. Okay, and then you're gonna walk yourself out to that push-up position, dropping your pelvis, making a straight line through the body. And from here, we're gonna push up first. One push-up, and then pressing against the wall and into your ball, you're gonna push your hips up and come into that pike. If you can, walk your hands back a little bit. Try to get your body up so it's a 90-degree angle from your head to your hips, and then down. Oh, and then walk yourself out. Drop your hips down. Let's go again. Push up. And then push those hips up towards the ceiling pike. And walk your hands back a little bit if you can. Dropping the head so you make a straight line. And then walk back out. Good. Slowly come off your ball. Woo. And now we'll try it with the pike if you feel comfortable. If not, just stay in the push-up. Yeah, just stay in the plank position, but try and do the curl because the curl feels nice. So we'll do push-up, we'll come into the curl where we sit on the ball, then we'll come back out into the push-up, and we'll go up into the pike if you're ready, or just hold plank. Okay? So come away from the wall for this one. So you have some space. And to get into it, you're gonna roll out onto the ball. So roll and get the ball. Either can be on your thighs, that's gonna make it a little bit easier, or the further out it is on the legs, that's gonna be more challenging, right? Feet are together, inner thighs pulled together, hands right underneath the shoulders. Bring the derriere down, pull in the abs, point the toes. Good, and we start with that push-up. Elbows coming back towards the body. Pushing up. Good, pull the legs in, bend the knees, and sit on the heels. That's the curl. Drop the head. That part feels good, right? Then pulling back out to that push-up position. Bring the legs back out. Take the pelvis down. Good, from here, coming into the pike. Lift the hips, drop the head, try and get the back straight as we lift up and slowly come down. Good, let's do one more, push up, tricep push up, so bring those elbows back and up. Curl, bring the knees in, drop the head, curl the spine. Come back out to the plank. And try the pike if you want, lifting the hips. Doesn't have to be high. Pulling back out. Good, let's just curl, bring those knees in. And come back out. And come off the ball. Whew. Good job. Awesome. All right, let's do batu on the ball. So we're gonna do beats for the inner thighs, and then we'll stretch, okay? So, getting back up on that ball, I'm gonna face, well, maybe it's better to do side profile. We're gonna try and put our pelvis back on the center of the ball again. Good. Back on the top of it. Good. Hands right underneath you. And if your wrists are bothering you, you can always be on your fists. Okay. Bring the legs up and draw them together. Feet pointed, inner thighs together. We're going to take our right leg and put it underneath the left. So I'm going to cross my legs. Right is on the bottom, left is on the top in 5th position. Legs are straight. They're turned out in opposite directions. Right? Heels pointing opposite ways. From here, it's going to open and switch. Left comes to the bottom. Open, right. Open, left. Open, right. Legs are really straight the whole time. We're switching the legs. We're going to go a little faster. All right, so we beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Now we're going to go double time, twice that fast. Okay, so beat as quick as you can, but don't get sloppy. Think side, side switch. Okay, ready? Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Come on back. Your inner thighs are going to feel tomorrow all this work. I know mine are. All right, let's stretch. Good job, ladies. Whew, it was a hard one today. Just lie on your back. Bring the ball up, right up to your derriere. Feet together and relaxed. Arms out into a T. We're going to let the ball slowly fall. Our knees fall to the right. All the way down. Look at that opposite hand, turn over the palm. Good, and slowly come back up with the legs. And switch. Legs fall to the left. Looking at the right hand. Turn the palm over. Back to center. Good. From here, open the legs up. Let's just relax them. And you're just gonna stretch up into the bridge. And we'll do one last little rotation. Turning the legs in, turn the legs out. Turn the legs in, turn the legs out. Turn the legs in and out. And slowly roll back down through the back. Cross the right leg back up on top of the ball. Left leg's gonna come into figure 4. Left ankle to the thigh. And you can kind of put your foot on the ball if that feels good and pull your knee towards your chest. Or you can just ditch the ball too if you're tired of it. Had enough. And switch. Right leg over left. And hug the knee to the chest. And take it off. We're going to sit on the ball. And just roll down till the ball's on the center of your back, and then just relax back. And take your hands, reach them back. Just just relax over the ball. And slowly come on up. Thank you, ladies. Great class. Guys,